Welcome back. Thanks for being here. This episode, join Lee as he goes up our 64-foot mast for an inspection.
Subscribe to join us and our travels as we share our life on the sea.
Buddy, today's task is Lee is actually going up the mast for the first time today. He's a little bit nervous because he is relying on Bella and I. Our mast on Catalpa 2 does not have mast steps, which is unfortunate. Good and bad points, but we really like them on Catalpa because Lee could pretty much just climb the mast and he had safety lines in case he fell. So today he's going up with 2 safety lines, Bella and I at the bottom. Taj is off doing something else, so he's going to rely on the girls. Team girls.
That's a bit more energy, guys.
He's a little bit nervous. You want to see his face? What are you going to do when you get up the mast? What are you going up the mast for today, Captain?
Well, I'm just going to run over all the rigging and have a look. It's not too bad. It looks pretty good from down below, but obviously I'll run over all the fittings, have a look at all the wire, have a look at all the bolts, just have a look at everything. We got the chopper hanging over the top here at the moment, so it's a little bit
loud.
Like to have some form of safety line, and if not a safety line, I haven't got my bosun's chair out today, but I generally have a safety line on that too, which I used to tie off when I'd start work.
Do you not have that today?
No, I don't. I've got 2 lines, it's fine. I'm just having a quick look. And our furler, the top swivel, is a little bit tight, so I'm going to spray a little bit of penetrating oil on that and see how that feels and have a visual. Like I say, I'm just going to inspect the whole lot. I just want to run my eye over every fitting, every bolt, every aspect of the rig up top that we haven't seen and we can't see from down below. I'll also have a quick look at our wind instruments up top. They are working. Just have a look at the age of them, have a look at the fittings, wire connections, just a lot of looking. All right, let's get to it.
Okay, I'm gonna go see how to use the winch because I don't think I've ever used this winch before.
We didn't have self-tailers on Catalpa, so
I've got to go and get used to I've used a safe-tailing winch on Nalakai and we went out on Nax's boat, but I am used to the old school, not self-tailing. So I'm going to go do a little tutorial. Lee's a bit nervous. Let's be honest, I might be too. Alright, here he is.
Maybe just run that.
You nearly forgot the camera. Here's the camera.
Hold it there, Belle. Do you want to start winding on that? You got that? We've got 2 swage fittings and we've got 2 stay lock fittings here. I'd like my safety line around the boom, but around the mast. Ooh, getting up a little bit high now. Getting a little bit nervous. I'm just about to overtake a couple of masts next to it. Okay, so I'm at the second spreader. Got the running backstays here. I'm just having a look at and having a look at the inner stays here. There's a little bit of corrosion on the mast. I haven't seen any cracking. All the swages and fittings and stay locks look good. Probably the biggest thing is just corrosion on the alley or aluminium. I haven't found anything I don't like yet. We'll keep looking. There's definitely certain parts of the rig have been changed. As you can see here, there is a stay lock fitting, and then over here there is a swage fitting I'm assuming by the look of the swage fittings, maybe they were just slowly in the process of turning it all over to stay lock. Not sure how I'm going to decipher all this. I haven't found any notes on the rigging yet. I will investigate and see where they left off, and obviously it'll be one of the tasks once we're off the dock to completely redo all the rigging, and then we know we've got a reasonable 10 years without worrying too much about the rig. I'm going to continue on. The girls have had a little rest now, and I'll continue inspecting. Alright guys, so here's a problem. So our swivel isn't doing what it should do. It's not swiveling. I'm going to put a little bit of penetrating oil on this and see if I can get it to move. It's just, it hasn't been used for a while. The boat's been sitting. The front furling one was a bit stiff too. So I gave that a bit of a flush with some fresh water and WD-40, and it's working fine. I'm hoping I'll just put a little bit of penetrating oil on this one and we should have it swiveling for now. And again, you know what boat stands for, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's changed though in today's economy. It used to stand for bring out another 1,000. I think it stands for these days bring out another 10,000. This stuff frees up anything. So now it's actually, I've just sprayed a little bit on here and we've got it loose. Hasn't been used for a while, but we're going to change that. Sorry for the windage guys. I'm not going to bring the good camera up, and the breeze over the San Diego Bay is just starting to pick up. We've probably got, you know, 5 knots, but it's probably enough to upset you guys with the audio. It's the best I can do. Found another problem. Boat is old, and these are all the little bugs we're going to have to iron out. Here's another one. I have to say, getting the bird's eye view from up here, it's bloody amazing. I'm at the top of the mast, but I found something that's just definitely going to have to be replaced. So the sheet to the head sail, I'll show you here guys. I stopped flapping my gums, but what do you guys think? Alright guys, looks like our aerial may need replacing. It may work. It looks pretty old and crappy to me. So guys, unless you're buying a new boat, there's going to be lots of these surprises, and before you know it, they're going to all look like this at the end of the day anyway. I've gone as far as I can go. This bosun chair has actually got a lot longer support here than my other chair that I used to have, my Burke one, which I have brought with me. I just don't know where I've put it on the boat. I'll be using that next time. It's a little lower and it allows me to get up a little bit higher to inspect the top. I'm just going to reach up sort of on my bosun's chair's tippy toes to have a look at the top of the rig. But yeah, probably next time I go up, I'll take my chair, which has got a lower support here, which enables me to get a bit higher and work on the top of the mast. So, whoa, someone's come past. You probably can't see, but I'm swaying around. We're a 53-foot ketch. Long story short, we've contemplated removing the mizzen. I won't go into that because we're probably contemplating keeping it too. But I'm looking at all the mast height of the yachts around me that are at least 50 foot too, and we're actually way above a lot of 50-foot boats. So a lot of people commented and said your main mast wouldn't be tall enough. We're nearly the highest mast in here, and there's lots of other 50-foot boats around. For the controversy surrounding changing into a sloop, we would be fine, depending on how the boat would sail, just with main and head sail and without the mizzen. But like I said, we're probably going to keep it a mizzen anyway, or a ketch I should say. Alright, I finished my inspection. Used to be black on our black mast, now it's white. Why can't we just leave them raw?
We have to paint masts, come on.
Just leave it raw.
Anyway, how was it up there?
Well, I didn't know what to expect. Bit of an unknown, you never know with rigging. It can look shiny and then bang, just snap like that. It will be a goal of ours once we get on our feet a little bit, if we'd ever do. Boating, you always seem to be behind the 8 ball, expense-wise. All in all, found a couple of problems. Looked alright, there was no cracks in the rigging, all the bolts, all the little bit of corrosion. All in all, it looks fine, we can work with it. Some of the problems, as you would have seen, the lights that I showed you will need replacing. Pretty much all of them have seen better days, so we're gonna have to try and find some LED lights, replace that. We'll probably run some new wires at the same time. There's one halyard for the head sail which is hanging on by about 6, maybe 7 threads. So I don't even think we'll drop the head sail. I think I'll go up, we'll tie a line on up there and support the head sail. It shouldn't come down anyway, being that it's felled up. I'll support that and then we'll change out the line. I'll feed it down from the top so it doesn't just break and on the way down, because it's literally hanging by a thread. So test sail is going to be canned until we get that done at least. Everything else is fine. Once we get a grip on everything, the next thing will be to get all the lights sorting. So I'll run some new cables down the mast. It's going to be a little bit hard because we're not stepping the mast. Get some new LED lights on there and go from there.
Like you're a gymnast or like rock climbing or something with your hands like that.
That's a long way up. Like I was saying up the top, whether the audio is going to work or not, there's a slight breeze. But we're like one of the highest masts up here. I think there's about 3 other boats that probably another couple of foot higher. We did find Pearson number 31, which is a sloop. It still has the compression post in the aft cabin, so I thought he converted it to a sloop. But I spoke to the broker, and Pearson number 31 in 1985 was the last boat they built, and it was a sloop. And we found that one online at the moment. And we did contemplate whether we wanted a bit more back area for solar, but we're probably going to stay as a ketch and leave our mizzen. It's not that we disagree with the ketch, we love the concept of it, reducing sail area balance, blah blah blah. I won't go into it, but there's a lot of pros for a ketch, but we were just after more solar area. So, and our mizzen hangs out past the back a bit, which is a bit limiting to running a solar arch. So that was the only reason why. It was just for our power consumption. But we rattled a few feathers, ladies and gentlemen, but we may be staying as a ketch. We'll see, you never know, things change.
And were you nervous up there?
I must say I didn't go up with my safety line. Like I said up the top, I usually have like a 2 meter line or meter line, whatever it is. I put a wrap around the mast and clip on, so if anything fails, I'm at least stuck up the mast and not on the deck. But we had 2 lines. We'll always go up with 2 lines. Some people go up with 1. I don't agree with that. But yeah, it's a long way up. It's a bloody beautiful view, and it's a bloody nice day here in San Diego. Sun's out, the wind's just picking up, probably about 8 knots, and beautiful blue skies, beautiful weather like usual in San Diego.
Annapolis Boat Show, when we're in the YouTuber booth, we met some really beautiful people, and they have a boat here in San Diego, and they just came over and they have lent us a car to use while we're here, which we are so grateful for, because that's been one of the hardest things for us, is not having any transport. We've had a car to use when, thank you Max, we're super grateful. We know that you have helped us out a bunch, and we had his car when he was at the marina, but just to have a car whenever we need to go zip to the shop or go pick up supplies. Like right now we've got to go fill up our gas. We just ran out of gas this morning. So we're going to fill our gas bottles, so that's super helpful. And yeah, no, we're just so stoked. Thank you Brian and Angela, which like means the world to us. And we'll be able to go and see a little bit of San Diego now. Maybe even have a surf or do something fun in between all the boat work. So, but we were just saying with Lee's like, that's probably a good thing that we haven't had a car because we've got a lot done. And we would have been a lot more distracted, but yeah, we're super stoked. We've got a car! We can drive around!